Campbell Stadium. Absolutely beautiful today. We reached a little bit higher of a temperature than what we were expecting. Currently sitting at 71 degrees with a nice breeze out of the northwest. Pretty much for the entire Big Bend area, we're looking at the 70s, a little bit cooler down in Apalachicola. But once again, a beautiful day ahead, and we're looking at a beautiful evening ahead. And you can see that with our radar right now. Nothing too much of note, but that just means it's a beautiful evening ahead, and it looks like we're going to be seeing those conditions continue into tomorrow. That's pretty much what we're going to be seeing for the entire state of Florida. They don't call it the Sunshine State for nothing. It looks like Friday is going to be a great start to the week. Tonight we're going to be talking about the beautiful Friday ahead, like I just mentioned, the small chance for rain on Saturday, which will be moving out of the area quite quickly, and the warm week this ahead. This and so much more on your edition of FSU Weather starting now.
As you'll see, a lot of us are wearing blue today, much like the sky was. Absolutely scintillating sunshine, nothing but blue skies being seen. Temperature warming up to low 70s. A nice warm up to where we dropped off a little bit with that cool front that came in. Yeah, I mean, Oh, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties, but overall, I mean, such a nice day. Really go out. Also tomorrow, make sure you visit some of the res out lake. Make sure you go visit Buford Green and Landis Green, and just have a great time. Saturday, we do have some rain showers. Looks like it's gonna be in the morning, and the trend has been for lighter precipitation totals. So I still think Saturday and Sunday will be good to go out. Just so it'll be a little bit cooler than what it's been. And nationwide, now we're going to pass over to the the wall.
Thank you, Hayden. We're going to take a look at our local right now. So right now we have a live look at Campbell Stadium. You can see that the sun is setting, beautiful sunset. Currently 71 degrees and sunny. It was an absolutely beautiful day. Winds at 9 miles per hour. For the temperature almanac, you'll see we're actually pretty close to our average, with our high today of 74, with the average being 71, so a little bit higher and a little bit below the low, but we were a little off of those records. Looking at the current local temps, everything is actually pretty standard across the board. There is a little bit of variation, so you're going to see the highest actually 70s in St. Mark's, Tallahassee, and cooler up in Thomasville and Apalachicola down by the coast. The dew points are also pretty standard, and those are fairly low, so we're going to have some lower areas and keep those out throughout the next couple days. For the Tallahassee radar, there's not that much going on, so that just means some sunny weather for the next few days. And the future radar, you will see there's not that much coming in either, which also means some sunny weather. And this is going to be the clouds we'll talk about in just a moment as we progress forward. For tonight's lows, we have about 45 degrees, and that's going to be pretty standard. 47 in Perry, and the warmest down in Apalachicola, Campbell, St. Mark's at 50 degrees. We are sitting at a 46 tonight, so a little bit chilly. If you like to sleep with the windows open, you might want to consider it. Closing it tonight might not be the best night. For tomorrow's highs, we're looking at something a little bit similar as today. We're looking at about 72 degrees, 72, 73 right in our area of Tallahassee. And then the cooler ones are going to be sitting right around 70. So you'll see we have 70 up in Bainbridge, and we have 70 down on the coast. The warmest is going to be Perry at 74, although everywhere is quite warm right now. I'm really loving this warm weather. For tonight in Tally, it's going to be 44 degrees. So a little bit chilly, as I was saying, mostly clear and some calm winds. And tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a nice warm 73 degrees. So it's going to be mostly cloudy. So those were the clouds that you saw coming in. However, we aren't expecting any rain at the moment. So just some clouds and some high temps. Looking at the week ahead, Tomorrow's going to be our cloudy day, and then Saturday you'll see there's a 60% chance of rain, and that, lucky for us, is steadily decreasing. So the temperatures seem to be rising every time we check, and the chance of rain seems to be decreasing. So we're looking at a really nice week ahead. So hopefully you'll have some time to get outside, enjoy the sunny weather that we're having. You'll see we've got 65, 68, 71. The lows are going to be dipping down quite a bit, so make sure that you are being prepared for some cooler temps if you have to get up early or stay out late. I'm going to hand things over to David now, and he's going to talk more about the bigger picture in Florida.
Thank you, Becca. Yes, rain chances are decreasing as we get closer to the weekend. Hopefully they get down to 0%, so we have an awesome weekend. And like Maddie said earlier in the show, the Sunshine State is living up to its name. Absolutely clear skies across the Sunshine State, plenty of sunshine today, and very mild temperatures. I'm going to zoom in on the Big Bend area. No rain to mention as we have high and dry conditions currently in the Big Bend area. And here's a live look. Look at the sun at Panama City Beach. It's about to set there. There's nothing but blue skies there in the background. Currently the temperature is 71 degrees at Panama City Beach with a north-northwest wind at 7 miles per hour. Looking at North Florida, Lake City to Jacksonville, high and dry, all the way down to Orlando. No rain to mention now, but that will change over the weekend as you guys will have a system come off the Gulf of Mexico and give you some rain. Currently there are some showers out over the Gulf Stream off the Treasure Coast, but not making it to shore, so probably won't need your umbrella this evening. Gainesville, look at that blue sky looking off to the east there. Currently it's 71 degrees in Gainesville and sunny, and the wind is out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. In South Florida, see the showers off there in the Gulf Stream. Just moving to the south, staying away from the coast, so West Palm Beach, Miami, don't need the umbrella this evening. High and dry for now. And Miami currently 70 degrees under mostly sunny skies. The sun is about to set, so maybe a moonlit sky coming up shortly. And winds are out of the west at 9 miles per hour. And currently the temperatures around the Sunshine State, 65 in Jacksonville. Over here in Pensacola, 69 degrees. And Tampa, 68, 71 in Orlando. And down there at Key West, 71 degrees. And how about these dew points? Absolutely comfortable dew points for North Florida, even down into South Florida. These are very comfortable conditions, not like those 70s and 60s you see during the summertime. And the next 24 hours, we will get down into the 40s up here in the Panhandle. And tomorrow morning, expect the temperatures to begin to rise during the day and make it to close to 80 degrees here in Fort Myers, with clocking in at 77 hopefully tomorrow. And here in Tallahassee, 69 degrees tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a rainy start to the weekend. You can see that this is the possible rainfall amounts that we'll get. Tallahassee, we're not looking too shabby up here, maybe about probably a half an inch at most, but when you get to Central Florida, that's where you see the heavier rainfall amounts possibly getting up to 3 to 4 inches possibly this weekend. Tonight in Florida, expect lows anywhere from 49 Tallahassee to the low 60s and mid 60s. We have a 67 degree temperature possibly down there, and Miami is going to be on the warm side tonight. And tomorrow across the Sunshine State, one more day of sunshine before that system eventually moves in this weekend. So enjoy it. 67 in Tallahassee, Orlando area, 66 degrees, and the warm spot once again down here in Key West at 78 degrees. But now we're going to zoom out and look at the national picture, and for that I'm going to hand it off to Hayden.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we have quite a national look going across. Yeah, looking at our radar, definitely seeing some showers over in Colorado associated low pressure with a trailing cool front across the region. And in the east, we have a cold front settling down across, kind of like a backdoor cold front, brings some cooler air, seeing some light snow showers. And then out west, of course, definitely some precip coming in across that section. And looking over across Florida, obviously lots of sunshine, nothing too much going on in Tampa and Fort Myers. And then for the national radar, towards Williamsport, Pennsylvania, definitely has some snow showers coming in off of the Great Lakes, bringing some moisture into the region. Look at Cleveland, some lake effect snow going on there, of course. And switching off over into Elk City, some Oklahoma, actually have a marginal risk, or we had one and there might be some hail forming, but nothing too severe wise for tornadoes. Nothing expected there, but some interesting weather possible. And towards higher elevations in Denver, some snow really mixing in, some quite heavy. And we're getting some inflow around the low pressure, some warmth, and we're getting some rain across there. But pretty cool to see a low spinning like this, and it's not a hurricane, of course, but we can still get these in the region. And coming into the northwest, Seattle, of course, living up to its reputation, not like Florida, the Sunshine State, Seattle, the rainy city. Definitely, and you have some snow mixed in to the higher elevations. And even in Vancouver, go Canucks, even though I'm not a Canucks fan, we'll just mention it. So for current snow cover, the northeast is really dominating with some cool conditions, and that's why you see a lot of snowpack up into Canada. The Midwest is starting to clear up a little bit, but it's still hanging around, tough in Minneapolis. And then if you head out west towards Denver, cross over to Seattle, we actually have a trough right now in the west, so we have some cooler temperatures, and we're going to see some heavier snowfalls there continue to pile up. So that's something we're not used to seeing too much, is the west trying to catch up on the snow as we kind of had this big transition pattern going on. So anyways, right now the big picture, the southeast is quite warm. We have a sharp gradient with some cooler temperatures out in the northeast. And then of course out in Denver, we have some cool temperatures and some snow probably popping that's not up on the radar. It's definitely unsettled down the west and warm in the south. To sum everything up if I could. And so dew points, very dry, 37 New Orleans, 37 Tallahassee, feeling very great, especially for Florida standards. I mean, Detroit 10, Boston 7 up in the northeast, exceptionally dry, and we'll talk about that later on. And dew points will be in the 20s to 40s out west, which is dry, but it's actually not terribly abnormal for them, and that's because we do have a lot of moisture. So the west is still hanging in there with dew point wise. And looking up into our water vapor satellite, we see this big sprawling ball of upper level low, bringing in some possibly some hail in the plains, snow out in Denver. And this system is actually going to slide off into the Gulf and form into a low over Tallahassee. But currently, let's just look at all this dry air situated over our area. That's why it's so great outside, sunshine and low humidity. So we'll just take that while we can. And then speaking now in the Pacific, a very active place to be today, which we'll discuss on our desk. We have a powerful upper level low that is really dipping down. It's going to bring moisture in. We also have another disturbance embedded within a larger trough, that low pressure bringing some content and rain into it. So for our next northwestern storm, this low pressure, this pinwheel is going to slowly come across. We're going to have rain penetrate through Seattle and Yakima, and then this will turn to snowfall across the Intermountain area, and then we have another system coming in. So nonetheless, you can say it's busy, and our rainfall totals will be about 3 to 5 inches, maybe higher up in the Cascade Mountains. So definitely something to keep an eye out. And then for our forecast, we have an upper level low coming down across the plains into the Gulf of Mexico, and it is going to bring a lot of rain down into the state of Florida. Look at Tampa just absolutely getting clobbered. And so now, after we look at our rainfall forecast with a couple of inches, we're really going to talk about tomorrow's highs in the 50s. Up north, 70 Tallahassee. Now we're going to pass it over to our desk.
Thank you, Hayden. I'm sure many of you all woke up this morning, if not saw it on the news, a very large earthquake hitting New Zealand, and we're going to talk about that here on the desk. Becca, what else do you have for us?
Well, this earthquake was not the only one. Surprisingly, it was actually one of 3 that hit in a span of 6 hours. And that earthquake was about 8.1, so that's a pretty severe earthquake for the area. Not something we've seen in a while.
It is. And most of the times when earthquakes are this large, you oftentimes get tsunami alerts, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. One was issued this morning for Hawaii that since has been canceled. But what else, if you are in a tsunami warning maybe in the future, what else can you be looking for with that?
Absolutely. Thankfully, that was canceled. But there was a moment of panic for the people in Hawaii. So if you are ever in an area where you might have to know what to look for a tsunami or what to do, the biggest thing to look for is to know the signs. Receding water, drastically receding water, is a huge sign. We see that in a lot of movies, a lot of different adaptations of this. However, it is a true sign of a tsunami. If you get a warning, if you see this by yourself, the best thing to do is to get out of there. Find some high elevation and evacuate immediately. That is what is most recommended. So for the people of Hawaii, that was definitely something I hope they were thinking about at the time. Thankfully, it has since been canceled. However, at the time when it was issued, as you can see, there is such a great distance between where the earthquake struck and where Hawaii is. They didn't know if it was going to produce a tsunami, which is why it was issued in the first place.
Exactly. Well, we can see right now, even though Hawaii is over 3,000 miles away, the wave propagates so strongly with an earthquake that is this large. So really, it's still not out of the question. You could still be seeing this in the future. So we will monitor that for those of you who are in Hawaii and for those of you who are watching this earthquake as well. We are going to pass things off, though, and go to the wall for another look at our local, and we'll talk a little bit more about the different conditions that we'll be seeing in the area. One last look at Doak Campbell Stadium, still at 71 degrees today, and it's still very sunny. We still have a nice breeze out of the northwest. Doak Campbell Stadium is looking absolutely great with that sun setting beautifully behind it. A little bit about the hour by hour, though. We started off quite cool this morning. I know I woke up and I was a little shocked about the 40 degrees that we saw earlier on 8 a.m., but that quickly rose as the sun was rising and giving us a nice warm afternoon. I was laying out today. UV got up to 7, so I was definitely soaking in those sun rays while I can. Current local temperatures in the Big Bend area slightly dropping as the show has gone on, but still a nice evening outside. 70 here in the capital city, a little bit cooler as you get down to the coast in Apalachicola. Southern Georgia is also seeing upper 60s. Once again, very nice across the board. And that's all because of the low dew points. Can you believe it? 35 for a dew point in Florida. Absolutely unheard of. Soak it in while you can. We're going to see this continue into tomorrow. That might change, though, for Saturday. A little bit moist as you get down to the coast, 45 in Apalachicola, topping us off at 49 in St. Mark's. And those dry dew point conditions can be seen with our current radar. Nothing of note right now, and we're going to see that continue into the evening. So as we jump into our future radar, once again, this evening, quite cool. Friday starting off very, very sunny as well, but by the mid-afternoon and honestly early afternoon, if this system picks up a little bit, cloud cover will be coming into the area, and that could inhibit our highs from reaching the low 70s. We're going to be peaking around upper 60s tomorrow. Still a beautiful day, nothing to worry about. One of my favorite graphics that we've been using today is the rainfall forecast. You're seeing as this system is making its way further east, we're seeing much of the panhandle, seeing some small chances of rain, maybe mounting about half an inch, maybe an inch in some of the places further south who are getting more from the system that's coming in ahead. Tonight in Tallahassee, dipping down into those mid to low 40s. Again, a little chilly for my liking, but mostly clear, and the winds will be calm. For those of you who have a dog or any type of pet who like to walk in the dog forecast, tomorrow is going to be absolutely beautiful for that. Peaking around 71 degrees. Once again, that can be a little different regarding the cloud that's coming into the area. Starting off with a nice crisp morning, but it should be good. Conditions perfect around mid-afternoon. Tomorrow's forecast, 73 degrees, much like today. We do see some clouds moving into the area. That could be what we're looking at tomorrow. The week ahead, nothing too much of note despite the slight chance of rain that we see on Saturday, but look at these temperatures slowly rising back up into the mid to upper 70s, still dipping down into the low 40s, possibly even the 30s. Give you one quick look at the 7-day before I pass things off to Hayden for another look at the southeast.
Hey, come on down to the southeast forecast. We have the prices right mic up, and we got beautiful skies. What more do you want? Gainesville, 71, and sunny to currently. Atlanta's a little bit cooler, 65, but still relatively mild for them. Blacksburg, Virginia, that sun is setting over those mountains, 49 degrees, a little chilly. And then same here for Bowling Green, Kentucky, 62 actually, and sunny. So the entire southeast has nothing but sunshine. It's quite incredible to see. 67 in Little Rock, 71 in Jackson, 71 Tallahassee. It is pretty uniform across the area, and that's all going to change as this system comes across, but until then we're going to enjoy it. Even Florida right now is enjoying temperatures in the low 70s, which is something to say. Dew points, it is fantastic. 37 Tallahassee, 35 Montgomery, 20s out into Carolina, and dew points will be into the 50s, of course, in South Florida. So it's a little bit more humid as we expect, with some maritime influence coming into the region. For wind speeds, pretty scattered throughout the area. We have some southerly out ahead of a low pressure system. We have some stronger winds out in Texas, and you have some northwest winds behind kind of a system And that's good. That's bringing the dry air down that we saw in orange earlier. We definitely have a strong area of high pressure dominating. So looking across the radar, the only thing we can see, some showers and be able in the Bahamas with some maritime influence. We have a high pressure out in the Gulf. And we have our next weather maker that's going to be drifting down into Louisiana and Tallahassee into the Gulf. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye out for sure. So we have this low pressure is going to continue spiraling in, bringing moisture across Oklahoma into Texas, Louisiana, Shreveport, and Houston. Definitely have some heavy rain threat. No severe weather, nothing too convective in nature, just some rain if you're on I-10. So just do keep an eye on that if you're watching us. And New Orleans really looks like it's going to get socked on Bourbon Street. Make sure to bring poncho. And maybe some heavier rain down in Florida. No, there's no severe weather risk right now, but definitely can't rule out some lightning. If you hear thunder, definitely head indoors. That is something we want to keep an eye on. And for our rainfall forecast, we're going to see generally 1/2 to 1.5 inches of rain from Oklahoma City down to New Orleans, a heavy spot. And then Florida's our jackpot. Looks like we're going to be getting values at 1.5 to 2.5, maybe to 3 inches of rain. So if you're in South Florida, it's actually a very good thing because we need the precipitation very much. So Storm Prediction Center outlook, as I was talking about, nothing severe for tomorrow, just a general risk of thunderstorms, but lightning can be dangerous, so keep that in mind. And then Saturday, it looks like my hometown's right on the cusp of some thunderstorms away from Palm Bay down into Key West and Florida City. Definitely some marginal thunderstorms. Just keep an eye out. Stay tuned to follow FSU weather. Tonight's lows, pretty seasonable. Still chilly, but nothing too cold. 44 Tallahassee. A little cooler up in Nashville, 36, and 40s across Louisiana. So again, this is pretty seasonal. And of course, Florida will remain in the mid-50s to lower 60s, especially as you head down towards that warm water. For tomorrow in the southeast, expect mostly temperatures in the 70s with a little bit cooler in the north and 50s where the rain is. And of course, Florida will be looking much warmer in the 80s. So now we're going to pass it over to David and see what his forecast is.
Thank you, Hayden. Yeah, we're going to take a look at the Northeast where Old Man Winter has still got his claws gripping the Northeast here with these cold temperatures. Currently, it is 25 degrees in Buffalo. I am so glad to be living in Florida looking at these temperatures. Burlington, 20 degrees. New York City, 35 degrees, and 38 there in Harrisburg, not far from where I was born. Dew points are very, very low, and that just allows that temperature to even get lower. When you have the dew points this low, you get temperatures in the teens and even single digits when you have dew points this low. So it is chapstick weather in the Northeast for sure. And even more so, you have the wind speeds at 17 miles an hour at Syracuse and 23 in Albany. That just brings the wind chill down even more. So you're going to need 2 chapsticks because you're going to go through that first one really quick. And looking at the looking at the radar of the Northeast, you see some winds are currently out of the north here, and you're looking to see some lake effect snow starting to come into play along some of the lakes here, and it's going to actually increase over the next 24 hours or so. And you see the clouds coming across parts of Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. Doesn't look like there's really any precipitation, but there could be some flurries associated with those clouds making their way. And the water vapor shows just some moisture in the upper atmosphere here, enough to bring possibly some snow. And some of this moisture is actually coming off the lake there. And then we see the little dry spot here. So over Roanoke, you're probably clear right now and not seeing any clouds possibly. But yeah, here's the lake effect snow that I was talking about. As we go through the next 24, 36, 48 hours, you see the snow line starting to line up there as the lake effect snow machine is not done yet because it's still winter time and spring's around the corner. But yeah, you got to still deal with these cold temperatures. And the snowfall forecast just looks like anywhere from like about 12 to 24 inches there in some of the areas where the lake effect snow is training over the same areas. You get some heavier snowfall. And tonight's lows, you're going to need a couple logs in the fire tonight. 14 in Burlington, up here at Bangor, Maine, 14 degrees, and Scranton, Pennsylvania, 18. It's just overall cold in the Northeast as winter is still present. And tomorrow's highs, not looking much better. A lot of you guys not making it out above freezing tomorrow. Burlington 19, Albany, New York 25, And here in Syracuse, 28. And over by Buffalo, 32 degrees. Might get above freezing. We'll have to wait and see. And as far as, I think that's all we have. Well, you know what? That's all we have for the Northeast. It's cold up there. So, Becca, I'm glad we live in Florida. I bet you are too.
Oh, I am so glad. Trust me, I am from Lower Michigan. I know the snow. I know the cold. One of the many reasons I am here at FSU tonight. We're going to take one last look at our local. So we've got a beautiful sunset that's progressed since we've started the show. I know the sun was high in the sky. It is lowered since then, giving us a beautiful color gradient, still 71 degrees and completely clear skies as we've had for most of the day. Looking at our hour by hour, it was pretty chilly this morning. I had to get up pretty early for work, so those temps were pretty low. You can see 41 degrees, and that kind of stayed a little bit throughout the day. However, it did rise pretty steadily, sitting us right about 73 degrees as we went into the mid-afternoon. For our Tallahassee radar, again, not much, which is good for us. That just means sunny and clear skies for today and as we head into the night. We're taking a look at the regional radar now. Again, not much. So Florida is really having a great time out here. There's not much more we could ask for. The temps are pretty much perfect for any kind of recreational outdoor activity. No rain, perfect sun, not too high UV, and those dew points are low. For tomorrow's highs, again, 73 degrees in Tallahassee, sitting at 70s and high 60s across the board. It's looking, again, very favorable. It'd be a perfect day to get outside and do something. However, it is going to be a little bit cloudy. It's going to be 44 degrees tonight, mostly cloudy as those clouds are moving in. The winds are going to be calm. Tomorrow in Tally, it's going to be pretty nice. So we're going to have 73 degrees, which is what we're looking at. And again, that rain chance is the biggest thing that is a factor here. However, that is steadily going down. So we should have a very nice week ahead with temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. Do be cautious of those low temps and prepare for those if you have to go out early. Maddie's going to finish us off as we close out tonight's session.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Becca. I'm very happy that we ended on a Florida segment and not on the Northeast, because after watching what David was saying, I might have to rethink about moving up to the Northeast after graduation. I cannot handle those temperatures. I'm not from Michigan like Becca, but Missouri, we kind of see the same thing, and I can tell you that I love the sunshine. And we're going to be seeing that for the next week ahead, despite the slight chance of rain we could be seeing on Saturday with that system that's moving through. We're going to be seeing low 70s, even upper 70s towards the end of the week. And that's going to be, honestly, my favorite. This is my favorite part of the season, the transition from winter into spring. We can see winter still lingering around. We're seeing some of those lows still in the upper 30s. So make sure to stay prepared for that. Don't be caught off guard if you have to wake up early or if you have any plants that are outside. We're still seeing those low temperatures reach into the upper 30s, which could cause some damage. But regardless, make sure to follow us on Twitter so you can get those updates whenever our temperatures drop a little bit lower than we're expecting. Like us on Facebook, and make sure to check us out on YouTube every single day of the week, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. for FSU Weather live on YouTube. And then send in those pictures for at FSU Weather on Instagram. You might be featured on our story. If any of you are up in the Northeast and you're experiencing those really cold temperatures, send them in and we'll go ahead and give you a feature. And we'll send some of our Florida sun your way. From all of us here at FSU Weather for our Thursday edition, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm student meteorologist Maddie Seiler. Have a great evening.